Hello, I am Pramod Kumar and today we will study English class 12 CBSE. The book is Flamingo and the chapter name is Deep Water, written by William Douglas. It is a real life account of the writer in which he writes about his fear of water. In the early childhood, his father had taken him to a seashore. That time he was 3 or 4 years of age. They were standing in the surf, both of them, enjoying. His father was very happy. Suddenly a large wave came and the child was thrown down and he was submerged in water. The child found it very difficult to breathe. He became terrorized. The water receded and he came back to home. But this fear of water continued with him for so many years. He used to evade water, try to be away from water so long as possible. When he became 10 or 11 years of age, once again he tried to learn swimming. His mother was afraid of Yakima river, which was a treacherous river in their area. Treacherous means dangerous. She advised him against Yakima river. So, the boy chose YMCA pool, Young Men's Christian Association pool. At the near end, it was 2 to 3 feet deep, and at the deeper end, it was 9-10 feet deep. He started going there almost every day for learning swimming. He was in the very initial process of learning. One day he went there at a time when it was very lonely, nobody was there. He was sitting beside the pool thinking, when should he get into the pool? But he was afraid of going into the pool alone when nobody was there around. When he was thinking like this, a young boy of almost 18 years of age, very sturdily built up, came and just asked him, "Do you want to swim?" Before this boy could respond, he lifted him in his hands and threw him into the deep of the water. Now, the boy finds it very difficult because he is yet to learn swimming. He is going down, down, down and down. So he tried to plant his foot on the ground in the pool so that he could throw himself, push himself up and come out of water. He tries everything. Once, it didn't work. He tried the second time, trying to catch hold of anything of which he could take some support. It didn't work. So, in the process, he gets tired. His limbs are not working, hands and feet are becoming numb. So, in the third attempt, he faces near death experience. When the third time he is going down, 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 he finds that his body has totally relaxed and now he faces no fear, no terror of water. Everything is very calm and quiet. And he remembers his mother as any child remembers in times of distress. After some time, when he regains his consciousness, he finds that he is lying beside the pool, vomiting, and the sturdy boy who had picked him up and thrown into the middle of the pool is sitting beside him and telling him, I was just joking. Some other person was saying, you almost killed the child. After that he came home, he was suffering from nausea, he could not take rest, he could not take food. So this fear also once again kept him away from water for a very long time. He had lost whatever enjoyment he used to get in swimming, canoeing, boating, because he could not go near water. Whenever he used to go near water, that fear used to haunt him. Haunt means visiting him again and again. Finally he thought he should try to get rid of it. So he engages the services of an instructor. He started sometime in October, and the instructor started training him for 1 hour every day, 5 days in a week. So the child was wearing a belt and a rope was there which went to a pulley, and the instructor will pull the pulley or release the pulley so that the child can walk in water. So the instructor made him do one action several times, walking into water. Then he told him to put his head down in water and exhale. Then take his head out and inhale. So these kind of things he made the child practice several times. So over a period of 6 months, he was able to learn swimming. So the writer writes, the instructor was finished, means the duty of the instructor to train the boy was finished. But the boy thought he was not finished, means the boy's work of learning swimming, perfecting the art, mastering the art was not finished. So he started trying his swimming skills in one lake, another lake, still another lake, in one river, another river, still another river, and he tried to cover as many dangerous pools and rivers as possible. So in between also, when he was swimming through one pool, he was in water when the fear came back to him. But what he did, he challenged the fear. Come, do you want to terrorize me? You cannot terrorize me. And he swam across the pool, challenging the fear. So that way, he used to challenge fear, and over a period of time, he overcomes this fear. First, he experiences a stark terror of near-death experience, and then he, through continuous perseverance, he conquers it. Then the writer writes, in death there is peace. Why does he write so? He writes so because fear exists only in mind. Outside the mind, fear doesn't have any existence. So he writes, in death there is peace, and there is terror in what? Only in the fear of death. Right? Fear resides only in mind, and there is terror only in fear of death. So if you see dictionary meaning of fear, it says distress or alarm caused by impending danger or pain. Impending. I will read it again. Dictionary meaning of fear is distress or alarm caused by impending danger or rain. The word is impending. It has not yet happened. Impending means not yet happened. The alarm has not come, the risk has not come, the distress is yet to arrive, but fear has arrived in mind. Right? Then the writer mentions about Franklin Roosevelt's statement, all we have to fear is fear itself. So what do we have to fear? Fear itself, not this. We don't have to fear this. We have to fear itself. Means the sense of fear. As we said, fear resides only in mind. It doesn't have any existence outside the mind. So after all this, he was able to overcome his fear of water and the will to live. With the writer, the will to live grew in intensity. Why did it happen? Because the writer knew full well that now he had conquered the fear, overcome the fear of water. So he was feeling much better, and the will to live had grown in intensity in the writer. At last, the writer felt released. Released means as if he was imprisoned. He was imprisoned by what? By fear of water. So now he felt released, and he was now free to walk the trails, climb peaks, and brush aside any sense of fear of water. So, how did he do it? We need to understand how did he do it and why did he do it. See, how did he do it? Practice, perseverance, and an attitude of never give up and challenging attitude. Right? Many a times we think something is difficult and we find that we should try doing it when it becomes easier. But we are wrong. Unless we start trying, how does it become easier? It doesn't become easier. So, if we want to make anything easier for us or get rid of some difficulty, we need to practice and practice it many times. And we need to be persevering. Persevering means we should not be giving up. Keep on doing again and again, many times over a period of time. And we should never give up. Never lose heart, never give up trying. Never give up trying. Keep on trying. And we must have a challenging attitude. We must challenge the challenges. If any difficulty comes before us, we must challenge the challenges. So, the crux of this chapter is we need to understand the first dictionary definition of fear. What is fear? Distress or alarm caused by impending danger or pain. Impending word we need to understand. The alarm or the danger has not yet come, but we are having a sense of fear which is only in our mind, nowhere outside. right? The writer had near death experience. He was totally terrorized. He was deprived of his hobbies of swimming, canoeing, and boating. But he did everything possible to get rid of this. He tried learning swimming on his own. When he